Thursday, Thirsty Thursday for your plants. It is a great day to stop, check your plants, see if they need water, see if they need some love. It's a good day to do that. Come on in. Hey, Janet. How you doing? Hey, Shug. Welcome in, welcome in. We got lots going on here in the greenhouse. I hope everyone's having a wonderful fourth day of the work week. I hope everyone's having excellent planty vibes going on. Speaking of planty vibes, let's get some sprinkling going on, my friends. Good morning, Neo. Neo, you seem to be loving, absolutely loving your resurrection friend. I am loving that you are loving him. I'm so happy for you, friend. I am. How's that spider baby coming? Is she pulling herself together yet? Has she decided that she loves to live with you? Come on in, everybody. We're talking about houseplants. Travis sent me some types, and now it will look beautiful. Ooh, some types of what? What are you two all in cahoots about? What are you all doing? Not sharing with the rest of the class is what you're not doing. Here we are every day hanging out with all of you. And you two over there scheming and plotting and planning and having plenty fun without the rest of us. Where was our invites? Where was our invites? Sent you tips. All right, so you're both off the hook now. Congratulations, you're off the hook. You're good. You were underwatering. Yep, that'll do it. But you know what? When you underwater, it is so much easier to correct that than to be an overwater. Have you noticed that? It is so much easier to correct a underwater situation than an overwater. It really, truly is. Yes. You've joined the fan club for 2 whole months, Anne-Marie, and that is awesome sauce. Congratulations. So we had a load of fun last night. A load of fun. Yay, my friend. Tell me your favorite thing you have learned in those 2 months in here, my friend. What have you learned in those 2 months that you just got to share with the class? Let us know. That shirt, you love my shirt, don't you? Y'all need to get yourself this shirt. It's over there at Flourish Plant Care. It's over there at Flourish. And you need to learn more is what you've learned. Oh, friend, you got this. You'll be fine. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We'll take it one plant at a time, my friend. Just take it one plant at a time. That's all any of us ever did, is we took it one plant at a time. That's it. Okay? That's all you can do. Most of us are lucky when we have children. We just take it one kid at a time. So just take it one plant at a time, okay? You love that saying? Yeah. I get a lot of people who tell me they love all my funny sayings and my silliness. As my husband calls it, I just talk silly all the time. I tell him that he talks like a sausage. Sure do. Tell him all the time. I'm like, baby, stop talking like a sausage and talk to me. Hey there, Third Eye. How you doing? My friend. How you doing? We had a full house last night at the in-person plant bingo that we had, and we're about to have a second one. We're having another one next week, and the one next week is actually at a brand new location. Hey, Heather Feather, welcome in. Love that name. Reminds me of a classmate I had and I say had, not because I'm not in school anymore, but because since I was in school, she has since on passed. But her name was Feather Heather. So how funny is that? Isn't that cute? So I'm not sure what her family's position was, but they didn't do the whole medical thing. So unfortunately, she died from something that was very, very fixable because of that. But I still think of her all the time. Yay! Plant bingo was rad, totally rad. Are any of you that are here in? You'd be a riot to be in school with. Oh, friend, this kind of behavior did not. Yeah. This kind of behavior did not even peak where we're at right now till I was probably 35, 33, somewhere in there. I had just gotten over my first marriage, and Mr. Flourish and I had just started dating. He will literally tell you that I changed at some point, and I became funnier and funnier. I was you were? What? No, you're such a sweetheart. I was one of those kids in school, though. I was always way older than I really was. One, I'm the oldest child in my family. There's only 2 of us. Some of you have met my sister. See, Sarah Lynn? That came when you were 27. Oh, good gracious, Maybelline. This is a bit much.
Better?
The top is much better, but that is a bit much.
It's children.
What grade are you teaching
First
today?
grade.
Okay, some people might find this offensive.
Wow.
Because they believe you've destroyed it. It's a thing.
Okay, well, it's either that or
You can wear your jean jacket with it. That'd be fine.
I'm going to be outside for recess. We're
Your jean
outside
jacket.
all day.
Okay.
I'm going to be hot. This is a lot more difficult.
All right, I'm going to bring you all into the conversation here. Maddie is a substitute teacher. It is red, white, and blue day at school. Is this school appropriate? Get the whole thing. Do y'all see this top hat she got on her head? The shawl we've got going on. Is this school appropriate? We are teaching first grade today as the sub. She need like a half sweater. See, Neo says you need a half sweater. I would wear. Oh Lord.
See,
I think it's cute. The hat works. Yes, the kids will love it. I'm more concerned about this because some people will find that, not appropriate.
Yes. Sweet. Got more yeses. Goodbye. More influence.
That's fine. All right, it's better than what you had on. Lord. Everybody says, "Hey, Maddie." She's yelling from the yard. Hi. Thank y'all for just like not taking my side on that whole thing. She had a tank top, like a red wife beater type shirt on underneath. It had a little ribbing to it. Matter of fact, I think that's my clothes. You better put that back in my closet when you're done. Lord. Oh, she got some spunk. That's the whole problem. I still have to live with her. I raised her, but now I gotta live with her and deal with her. I wanted a child who would speak her mind. I just didn't know she was gonna be speaking it to me, That is my daughter. That is my one and only child. I figured out what caused that problem, and I didn't do it no more. Yes, she is mine. I think it will be fine. It is red, white, and blue day. Yes. I'm sure in first grade, I'm sure the kids will think it's cute. Yeah, she is. Yeah, it's something. It's something, Janine. You guys, let me put my friend up here, Janine, up on the highlight. Oops, I just invited somebody. Lord, pushing buttons. I hope he don't come in here. I'm gonna have to be like, I'm sorry. So if you are a person who is wanting to get a little more financial literacy, a little more, some great ideas or input, and talks to you at a level similar to me, we just teach and talk and we don't judge. budgeting, finances, this is your girl. She's a live host. She's a part of the agency that I'm a part of. And I every time I step into her room, I learn something new and I implement. And my husband looks at me and goes, "Where did you come up with that cockamamie idea?" And I'm like, "This is where." And he goes, "I like it, but it's strange as heck." Because he don't do budgets. He don't do that, you know. So if I'm trying to put a rein on him, he just, he's like, divorce court. I'm like, we're fine. Stop it. What are you doing? So yeah, he's a trip and a half, and he's a good guy. But Janine is your girl. If you are looking for someone to help you who's not going to judge you, but get you in a more positive financial place, so you can just buy more plants from Flourish Plants, you know? Wouldn't that be great? And she gives you all kinds of great advice. I can't say enough glowing things. And if you go over to her room, check out her stickers. Hi, that's my handiwork over there. So check out her stickers and show her some love, my friends. All right, yes. Thank you, J-Light, for putting that on the pin. Visit that to get this. Yes, I'm going to update the new stickers. Ooh, the new stickers are going to hit. Oh, you're going to have to tell me when they hit so I can come over and show them off. Put them like every 6 seconds in your chat. Bloop, 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 you know. You guys are truly loving on me today. We are at 21,000. We're at the 11-minute mark. Good job, everybody. But you guys must really, really love me today. We got 4 shares. Thank y'all so much. New diet plan is working. New diet plan is working. One day you're going to see less of me. Yay! So yes. All right. We have talked about Maddie Lynn and her wardrobe this morning. We've talked about celebrate a couple of people who are had 200 days here in the chat, or who have gotten more. I thank you, Myra. TikTok is very slimming. Yes, I appreciate that. But if you put me on camera, 10 pounds come up, you know? Will a Caladium die unalive back in the winter? Yes, it will. And what I do with my Caladiums, if I'm putting them outside, like, they've got some really beautiful ones out there right now, all different kinds of names. But if the Caladiums are in a pot, I'm talking like you put the whole nursery pot in an outdoor pot, just pull that pot out at winter. That's what I would highly recommend that you do. Not bury them in the soil itself, because you can then harvest the corms at winter by pulling that pot out. They'll all be in there. Go through that soil and pull those corms out. Put them in a safe location till about January or so, and then pull them out, and you can start growing your Caladiums back for spring. You could do it instantly in the fall if you really want to keep up with it, but they can actually sit in a dark, cool place, not wet, and just chill for like the holiday season, okay? A cactus, OMG, my friend. So excited for you. I know you'll take pictures. I know you'll show us all the goods over there, Neo, my friend. Did the bingo crowd love their new plants? They did, and I say that with hesitation because I had some people who came and they were like, well, I want to pick my plant. I'm like, nope, this is picked for you from my greenhouse, just for you. And they're like, but I want one like she's got. I'm like, I don't have any more of that one. You can go talk to her and trade if she wants to trade. But I mean, I had a whole lot of Karens. Oh, I mean, I came home and I had to have an adult beverage before I even took my shoes off. I was just like, oh, hour and a half of dealing with Karens. Oh, Lord. Was not my idea, especially with 95-degree heat. and wind and Karens. I was just like, no, no, no. All right, my friends, let's do this. Yesterday we missed it by like 5. Today we have the same number of flash goal items. Let's see if we can do it. We got 123 people in the room. We just need 40 people to do it one time. Just 40 people to do it one time. That's it. That's it. That's all we need. So let's do this. Heather Feathers, thank you for your heart me, my friend. Look at all those TikToks coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep them going, my friends. Thank you, Janine. Thank you, Third Eye, Lynn, Myra, Heather Feather, IDK. How you doing, friend? Growing Grace, Crystal Graham, Miss Lali, Jennifer. Thank you for the follow. Thank you all for helping out with that. We're going to just keep going. Let's just knock it out and get it done. Check it off our to-do list for the day. Now it is Thirsty Thursday, and I always think Thursday, good morning, say no to Karens. Yes, except for my best friend, her name is Karen, and I just kind of look at her and go, Karen, don't be a Karen. But usually she looks right back at me and she goes, I don't need to be a Karen. You'll just ask for the manager. And I'm like, how rude. Tappy, tapped out and tap back. I'm glad you tapped back. Hey, Jill, plant questions for me. Claim your daily heart me at the top. Yes, that is what all of this means. So help out with that. Michelle got level 20. Congratulations. Thank you all for coming in. Love it up on me. Let's grab some plants. Let's talk plants, shall we? I mean, it sounds like a good idea. We're in a greenhouse with like 700 plants in here. Let's talk plants. Let's get planty. All right. This is always a crowd favorite. Did we get the goal? Let's see. No, we're not even halfway through, friends. We're at 19 of 40. 19 of 40. So we got to keep going. We got a ways to go. So you can help with that flash goal. That would be awesome. So how many of you have Phalaenopsis orchids? How many of you don't want them in soil? Did you know Phalaenopsis orchids do not need to be in soil? Here's your proof. All right. Number one, they are epiphytes. They can grow on anything and everything or in nothing. All right. So what you see here is a Phalaenopsis orchid that has a beautiful flower spike here. Not sure if we're going to get blooms out of it. Not sure what's going on. Level 20 is the highest level on any creator, so you must be my absolute favorite. What? Wow! I'm touched and flattered and all the leafy green love. Thank you, friend, from me to you. Yes. So this is a Phalaenopsis orchid. Look at all these beautiful roots down in here. Beautiful, beautiful roots. We're going to try and get some more of this orchid bark, because that's what it was living in, and it was completely fine living in orchid bark, but you don't want to have it living in soil. All right? That really compresses the roots. They like air, they like to breathe, they like humidity. So it makes them so much easier. But if you want to do them in water, then listen up, my friends. This is your day. All right. So, Rise of Rapture, welcome back from the other side of the globe. So glad you're here. I looked into the place that you told me about yesterday, and it's like a 20-hour car ride. I'm like, not sure I can fit that in. And then I looked at my husband. I said, I guess we got to make a second trip. And he's like, oh, gosh. He was like, I think this is a one-and-done trip, because I don't know if the trip itself, I think, is going to be beautiful once we get there. It's the plane ride that is definitely going to do Mr. Flourish in. He is not one to sit. So it's like I'm traveling with a child. I'm going to have to, bring games and crayons or something, I swear. What I have here is a Phalaenopsis orchid, all right? It is epiphytic, all right? This guy is a little on the dry side, but we are gonna put him in water. Definitely worthwhile taking a second trip. I'll show you in so many views. I totally agree, my friend. And I think if I can get him there and get him acclimated, shall we say, I think he'll be okay. And maybe I can get him to take me back, like, you know, when I turn 60 or something. So yes. So now we put this, it's Happy National Orchid Day. Look at that. All without planning, my friends. I usually check that stuff, but I didn't check it today. So if you want your orchid to grow in water, put it in a clear container. Clear is best. If you can do like an opaque, that would be fine too. Definitely would not do dark colors like greens or blues or browns, okay? You know, stay more on the clear side. Even a yellow might not be clear enough, all right? Your roots are going to photosynthesize as well, all right? So that's why you want to keep them in there. And you want to get as much of the medium off of it. I did take it out of medium. It was in orchid bark. We've removed as much as we possibly can. Some of it has, like, the roots have grown into it, so I don't want to pull it and ruin the roots. And you can leave some of these roots hanging out. It's okay for her to have her hair hanging out. It's all right. They would if they were climbing on a tree. So that's perfectly fine. And the roots do tell her story. The roots do communicate with you. This is how they talk to you, my friends. All right. So let me grab some water. I'm going to use rainwater, so hold on. Thank you. Oh, we do have that flash goal up there. Let's get that done. Let's get it done, my friends. We have 8 minutes left. I'm going to put it down there so you guys can click it. All right, so when you do an orchid, ooh, keep her going. Keep her going. We're almost done. We got 140 some people in here. We just need 40 of you to pony up. That's it. 40 people. I'm not asking for lions, tigers, and bears and all the galaxies and things like that. Thank you, Dragonfly. I appreciate you. I just need all of you to send just one. Just one. And then we'd be done with it. That would be awesome. Okay? So we're at 28 of 40. Let's go. All right, so what we have here is a Phalaenopsis orchid. We have put it into a vase. Now notice there's nothing in the vase right now, just the roots. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some rain water to it. And I'm literally only going to put that much rainwater in there. That's it. And you're like, but the roots aren't touching it. You're right, they're not. And they're not supposed to, okay? Rainwater for the win, absolutely. So the water that's down here, you want 1 to 2 inches of your total vase. That's it. So probably close to 2 inches there, all right? This is going to create humidity for the roots. They are going to live off of that humidity. You're also going to put this guy in a wide view of the sky. Why a wide view? Because you've got to get it warm enough to create the humidity. All right? That's so vitally important. Now, if you have some leaves that are very floppy and wrinkly, check your roots. Anything that's squishy, mushy, paper thin, or black, you need to remove. All right? All right, so you need to remove it. I'm almost there, guys. TikTok is saying you're almost there. Yay! All right, so a couple of things. You have wrinkly, very limp leaves. You want to take your roots and make sure you have nothing there. Good morning, Plant Daddy Travis. That is black, mushy, gushy, or paper thin. All right, so you want to clip all that off with sterilized shears. Use your 80% rubbing alcohol to sterilize your shears. clip it off. If you are clipping black roots off, make sure you sterilize your whole plant to stop that process. We need 8 more, my friends, just 8 more up there. That would be great. So we do have the flash goal going on. We just need 8 more of you to help out. 164 people in here. We need 8 people to just do a 1 coin item, and then that's done. All right. So if you have just a few roots, then you can only have a few leaves. Figure it this way. It's a good kind of way to think of it. For every 3 roots, you can have 1 leaf. So I haven't clipped anything off. These roots look really super healthy. I'm not going to need to clip anything off. And you're going to then, if you run out of roots, you need to start at the bottom and remove leaves to make them proportionate. And the reason you're removing leaves is the roots can't support the leaves if there's not enough of them. So 3 roots, 1 leaf, start from the bottom, go on up. Hey, Giggle Fuel, how you doing, my friend? Thank you. Let's see. I know it says 32 of 40 up there. We actually have 34 of 40, and we have 4 minutes left to get 6. Okay, let's do this. All right. So if you have it in a medium, all right, let me grab one that's in a medium. Hold on. I'm going to grab a few different ones so you guys can see them in different stages. All right. You only have tiny roots on it. Friend, it's okay. It will come with time. It will come with time that they will get thicker. If you are a first-time orchid parent, I recommend sticking with the orchid bark for now, okay? And this is why. Orchid bark is a little more forgiving for you. We're not done with the water culture one, but I just need some room on my potting bench here for all of you to see. So I have this one. He's living in orchid bark. Look at those roots. When roots look like this, they need water. They should be green like this or my shirt. All right, that means they're hydrated. If your plant is still in the original container and it's already had blooms and they've fallen off, clip off that flower spike and it will look like this when you clip it off. See that little piece right there? That stops the energy from being used there, and you get more, you'll get another spike and you'll get more beautiful things, okay? Let's see, we are down to 2 minutes. We need 1 more. Who's gonna be the one to put the nail in the coffin on this guy? You can only send 1 per person. So if you already sent 1, it won't count. We got it. Good job, everybody. All right, so let's walk through this. Your plant is in a medium. Sometimes when we pick them up, they're in sphagnum moss and in orchid bark of some kind. All right, so first things first, we're gonna pull it out after the blooms are gone. Please, please, please do not do this when you still have blooms. It will shorten the lifespan of your blooms. All right, and you want to enjoy them. That's the best part of orchids, is them beautiful blooms. So we're going to pull this guy on out. We're going to get all that orchid bark off of there, if you, as much as you can. If you have sphagnum moss and it's stuck, soak it in some water. All right, soak it in some water. We have a great group of people in here today. Thank you all for helping us with that flash goal. That wasn't terribly difficult. It wasn't painful. It costs less than a penny to assist, and it does a lot. It does a lot for you. You can check it off your list, and you can say, I helped somebody today. I've done my good deed for the day. There you go. Not even 9 o'clock, and you've done a good deed for the day. All right, so once your blooms fall off, take it out of the container, remove the sphagnum moss and or whatever medium it is growing in. Check those roots over. We're looking for anything that is squishy, thin, like this. This is paper thin, okay? Gonna take those off. Sometimes they break off just when you touch them. And you wanna make sure everything is firm. Firm, firm, firm. This is not firm. All right, so I'm gonna show you how to take care of this guy. So when you sterilize your shears, grab my shears here. I'm gonna use 80% rubbing alcohol. Why 80%? It doesn't evaporate as fast. That's very, very important because you want it to actually do its thing. So this is 80% rubbing alcohol. I just went to the dollar store and got a bottle and put the sprayer on top. They matched, okay? Now, let's get on in here. So we have this thin orchid root. We're gonna come down here and we're just gonna clip it off, all right? If this had been black, I would take my same rubbing alcohol and I would spray the rest of that root. That will sterilize the root, all right? And not pass on that, ooh, Lysol, eeks. I'd be scared of that one. Nope, rubbing alcohol. It's so easy and it's cheap. It's cheaper than Lysol, okay? So anything that is paper thin, mushy, gushy, or black, we want to get rid of. Got a little here. Nope, it's just paper thin, so we're gonna get rid of this. And now some of you, especially if you are like doing a orchid rescue from, you know, one of the plant shelters, you know, big box store, you're probably gonna do a whole lot of cutting. So remember, for every 3 roots you have that are healthy, you want 1 leaf, all right? If you should like pretty much cut them all the way down to nothing, then you're probably gonna have to get rid of a whole lot of your leaves, all right? Because if there's no roots, it can't support the leaves, all right? And it works both ways. So I'm just looking through here, finding things that are not firm or not black. Anything that's black, I'm getting rid of. Whoop. See all that? Get rid of all of that. Now, I want you to go to the store and get yourself some orchid bark, all right? I want you to put a little tiny bit on the bottom. If you start breaking roots on accident, don't stress it totally, but make sure you have enough roots to cover the number of leaves you have. 3 roots, 1 leaf. We have plenty of roots. We can have all these leaves, okay? Start at the bottom if you do have to eliminate leaves and remove them one by one. Cut them with your shears. And the reason you start at the bottom, those are your oldest ones, all right? So the orchid bark that I use, everybody always wants to know the name brand. Hi, yes. How you doing, Em? So we've got them all in there. Very tucked in, all right? If your plant is staying wet for a week, it's probably after some time you're going to start having root rot. Orchids do not want, Phalaenopsis orchids are epiphytes. They can live on the side of trees. They can live in nothing. They can live in water. They can be mounted on things, all the things. Orchid bark is going to provide that airy mix, all right? This is a very chunky orchid bark mix. It comes in a pink bag if you guys are wanting me to kind of give you a little more direction on which one to go with. But look at the side of the bag. If it shows you of what's inside, you want these big white pieces of perlite. You also want the thick pieces of, I'm wearing my Flourish Plant Care shirt to Disney, whoop, whoop, of charcoal, all right? And then you're going to just sprinkle it in there. And you're going to shake, shimmy, weeble, and wobble. to get this to work its way down in between all of those gnarly roots. All right, someone's getting filtered. I don't know what you're saying, but you're getting filtered. So you just keep putting it in there and shaking and shimmying, getting it all worked down in there. Sometimes you get big pieces like this. Just kind of work it in there or remove them if you're like, I don't want nothing that big in there. All right. So you're going to do this and you're going to repeat this process until your container is full. All right. When you repeat this process till your container is full. Can you guys see it okay? Looks all right. You might have to slide the words off your screen so you can really see everything. I'm gonna grab my orchid mix. Like I said, it is a pink bag that you're using. TikTok doesn't like it when I show the bag. So, and you're gonna just keep shimmying it all the way down in there. This sometimes takes a little bit, especially when you have a lot of roots like I got here. All right. If you are using 100% rainwater, guess what? You do not need fertilizer. Everything that plant needs is in the rainwater. All right. Think about it. The Amazon rainforest, nobody's running around there giving those plants fertilizer. All right. They're living on rainwater. It is like the perfect food for them. Okay. Loving that you found me. That's awesome. So we're settling it all in there, trying to get it all tucked in good. Now it's okay if not all your roots fit in or one decides to go boink and hang out. It doesn't want to be with the rest of its rooty friends. Perfectly fine. Now, the reason you want orchid bark is they love air and they love humidity. All right. So this provides both. It provides a moist, a damp area for them to live because the orchid bark will hold the water in, and the also provides air circulation. Okay, so see how we've got them all tucked in here, nice and neat. Okay. Ooh, we have a box up there. Third Eye Organic says we need more super fans, so he's going to gift somebody a free super fan for 30 days. You can only get a super fan box when the timer runs out, number one. Number two, you cannot be already a current super fan. All right. So we've got them all tucked in here. Now, when you see the roots, you'll look around. Some sides you'll see a whole lot of roots. Some other spots you'll really tuck it in there good, so you won't see them. But look, we have a nice little window right here into all those roots. Now it's time to water them. Why? This is what tells you when to water those roots. Listen up. This is what tells you when to water. See that root color? It's almost a gray or a silver color. It's not as green as my shirt. This means I need water. All right. So now when you water them, put them in your sink, put them in a container like this, and you're just going to set them on in there. And you're going to let them chug it up. That's what this shirt is. Butt chugging. All right. Butt chugging. Bottom watering. Set him on in there. Let him just slowly soak it all up. Some of them are going to drink it fast. Ooh, look at that cute little guy. Some of them are going to drink it super, super fast. And that's fine. Some of them are slow sippers. Some of them are, they're like, look, it's me day. It's all about me. I am just going to enjoy this experience. I'm going to just go slow and enjoy it. All right. Just go slow, slow, slow. You don't want them to tip over. You want them to stay upright and just do a slow suck up. All right. If they suck it up fast, that's on them. If you have a pot that has no hole in it, put your water in there and let them bottom water from their same container. Just make sure. Yes, Neo, flash goal has come and gone, and we got it, my friend. All right. So this guy's been in here, what, 2 whole minutes? Let's just take a look. He's not done drinking by no means, but I want to show you what has occurred in those 2 minutes. Look at those roots. They have changed color right before your very eyes. That is a very hydrated root. That is what you want your roots to look like. Now the stuff at the very top is not going to look that way. We have 7 seconds left on the treasure box up there. If you're paying attention to that and paying attention to me at the same time, you are a great multitasker. All right. Sydney, congratulations, my friend. You got the super fan for the next 30 days, courtesy of Third Eye Organics. Make sure you show him some love. He has some great content out there, so go love on it. And he's also a live streaming host. All right. So see how this guy is just sitting in there chilling. The very top that is not in the orchid bark is not going to turn green. All right. That's perfectly fine. You want everything that is in the orchid bark to turn green. This can take a long time for some of your plants. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. All right. But when majority of them are green, see the color change from up here to down here? When they're green, now look at these guys over here. They're even hiding. They are green too. When they are green, you can take them out. He is perfectly hydrated. If you have him in soil, you cannot see this. And if they stay wet too long, you will have root rot. All right. So just to recap, for those of you coming into the room, I always have to do this with some of our plants. You are going to be looking at those roots. You want to find the ones that are gray. All right. And you're going to water them. Now, if you pull it out of the medium and they are black, smushy, gushy, paper thin, not firm to the touch, you want to cut them off with sanitized shears. All right. The reason you do not give your plant, any plant, ice cubes is because where in the world do tropical plants live where ice water falls from the sky? Nowhere. So stop giving your plants frigid water and thinking that 1 or 2 ice cubes a week is enough. Because if it is, I want you to have 1 or 2 ice cubes for the whole week, and let me know how that turns out. All right. All right. If you are wondering what soil to use, you're not using any soil at all. You're using orchid bark, 100%. There's 0 soil in here. They're epiphytes. They don't even need to live in that, okay? So the whole thing about ice cubes has to do with a marketing ploy. At one time, it was a marketing thing, and they've just never corrected anybody on it. So there are tons of creators out there who will tell you, stop doing that. You will see them do better if you stop doing that. Helps a lot, okay? If you guys are asking questions about other plants, I'm not going to answer them right now. I will eventually come back to them, but right now we are on orchids, okay? Just so you guys don't think I'm ignoring you. I kind of am, but kind of not. So check your roots. You can check them all the time, okay? But when they turn this color, that's when you want to give them a good soak. Now, if your orchid gives you a flower spike or has one, you never want to repot it. Never repot it while this is going on. It will cause what is called a bloom bomb. It'll almost like freeze it right there where it's at, and you could really have a problem. Now, if you have an infestation or something wackadoodle happens, then go with it, because you want to stop the wackadoodle from happening. All right. Once this blooms and unalives itself, we're going to take our shears and we're going to come all the way down here to the bottom of this orchid spike. And we're going to eliminate it. All right. This guy will put out new ones. And you know what happens when you clip this off? The next one, the next bloom cycle, will either give you bigger blooms or more blooms. I think all of us would like bigger or more. If you thought your plant that you picked up at the grocery store over at the Piggly Wiggly was the first time it bloomed, you would be wrong, especially if it has big, big blooms on it. They let that thing go through several cycles with blooms so that they get bigger and bigger and bigger and give you more. All right, to keep them going, unalive them after all the blooms fall off, and then you're going to repot it just like we did. Because if you leave it in this for too long, the orchid bark breaks down and starts to suffocate the roots. Remember, the roots want air. They want circulation. They don't want to be constricted or confined. How many of you identify with an orchid root? You don't like to be constricted or confined. Say me down in the chat. I know you're here. Good question, Shug. If your leaves are touching here, not a big deal. Not a big deal. The other thing, don't let me forget to mention, they are pet friendly. All right. So if you have a four-legged critter that likes to nibble, these are okay. You don't want to encourage it, but it's not going to make their little tummies upset. Okay. So now if you're like, okay, I've mastered the orchid. It has bloomed like 3-4 times for me in orchid bark. Now I want to do it in water. That's when you want to come back and revisit the whole water culture part. When you have them in orchid bark, the best windows to put them in are going to be your east, west, and south window. In direct view. And if you don't know what that means because you're new in here, let me explain that. So here's your orchid. Here's your window, right? This is sun. This is your window. If I get to the leaf level, not my 5'2", not your 6'3" level. If you get to your leaf level and you look out and you can see a little bit of sky, maybe you have an overhang on your house, maybe you have shears, maybe you have a building next door or a tree next to the window, and it's kind of blocking some of the sky, that's exactly what this guy wants. Now, if you are going to put him in a north-facing window, your north-facing window gets the least amount of sun. He's got to be slam up in that window. Wide, wide, wide view of the sky, my friends. That's what he needs, all right? They need to, if you're going to put them outside, they've got to be in the shade because they are used to being protected from the harsh UV light that comes through windows, greenhouse, your home, wherever. They got to be in the shade, all right? If you want to put them outside and hang them in a tree, perfectly fine to do, but they've got to be in the shade, okay? So your roots are not aerial roots. They're just regular roots for your plant, all right? You want to get as many as you can down in your medium of choice, okay? How do you water them when they're inside? Just like this, my friend. We are butt chugging. It is just sitting in the water and it is changing color right before our very eyes. This guy, let's see. He is done, drunk it all up. Look how green this is here compared to, let me grab this one. You guys can probably see it better. Oh, he's green. He don't need water. Grab this one. So if your roots are looking like that, it's time for water. If they look like this, they are hydrated. Dehydrated, hydrated. Soak them in water. They will green right up for you. Dehydrated, hydrated. Do you all see the different color? It takes minutes. This guy has been sitting here and he has just been butt chugging life up and loving it. All right. You are going to water it whenever those roots turn gray or silver. That's it. That's when you're going to water them. Doesn't matter how much you give them, but only when they are gray and silver. If you have black roots, you have root rot. You need to eliminate it. You need to use your shears that are sanitized with 80% rubbing alcohol and clip that off. And then spray the plant where the clipping came off. All right? Caladiums, Caladiums, or however the heck you pronounce it, they like to be in soil and they like an indirect view of the sky. All right? And it's not a thick soil, more of an airy, chunky soil mix. All right, is what they need. One of my own orchids, unbeknownst to me, came with mites, and I can't get rid of them. All right, what is it in? Is it in sphagnum? Get rid of the sphagnum. It doesn't need them. Your Phalaenopsis orchids don't have to live in anything. Get rid of the medium. Spray it down with rubbing alcohol. That will help inoculate a lot of things off of there. Remove them completely. All right? Then give it new orchid bark. All right? If yours doesn't have any roots and you have a bunch of leaves, you need to start removing leaves. All right? 3 roots to every leaf. 3 roots to every leaf. That's the math equation you need to be looking at. Don't be a hog now. That's not nice. We have more friends here that want to see. What is wrong with the one behind you on the right? My right? Over here? Nothing? I got an aloe plant over there and a pink princess philodendron. Over here, I've got a pothos hanging from the ceiling. And then up there is 40 feet of pothos. 40 feet of pothos. It is just coming back. It's working itself together. A lot of it was cut off. The teddy bear vine, that is a client's. They've cooked it. We're gonna fix it, but it's nuts. It needs a little fixing. It needs some loving. All right, Misty Mom, thank you for the daily heart me. Everybody good and clear on your orchids and how to take care of them. Monstera leaves are falling backwards. Any problem with that? Not necessarily, but you should be checking your watering. You should be checking that soil. Do you have an earthy smell or do you have a funky smell? If it's a funky smell, you got root rot. Let's see. My orchid doesn't have any roots, but the leaves are still green. How do I get the roots to come back? They will come back with time. You have to give them time, all right? Stay on top of them. Make sure that those roots are getting watered whenever they turn gray, okay? And if you have no roots, you need to get rid of some of those leaves. 3 roots to 1 leaf, all right? If you have no roots, you probably only need 1 leaf. And that will help it come back. Right now, it is putting all of its energy into keeping those leaves alive. Let it reserve some energy for root building, okay? What about keeping them without bark? All right, so if you have done orchids successfully and gotten them to bloom successfully with orchid bark, then yeah, go ahead and try some other things, all right? But I wouldn't start out trying the other things. I would say master it here and then go forward. You want to get a couple of bloom cycles in. Very good. Hey, Stevie, welcome in, friend. If you're not getting flower spikes, if you're not getting blooms, and you are staying on top of that root color, and you are changing out the orchid bark after every bloom cycle, and still not getting those things, you're not giving it enough light. Has to have enough light. Indirect views, south, west, or east. Wide view, north. All right? That's how you need to do it. Some of you are watering from the top. How do you know if all the roots are green if you water from the top? Let it water from the bottom. Thank you. I'm glad you like my shirt, Stevie. It's over at Flourish Plant Care. You can get one for yourself, and it comes in lots of different colors. All right, there we go. Can we do grow lights? I don't have any windows to put it in. Sure. Just keep this in mind. Your grow lights, an hour under a grow light equals about 15 minutes of natural sunshine. You're going to be leaving them on for an expansive amount of time. An expansive amount of time. 9 times out of 10, most people aren't leaving them on long enough, the grow lights, or they have them too high up. They have their grow light up here and your plant way down there. It needs to be 12 to 24 inches off the very top leaf. Off the top leaf, my friend. Humidity in California is non-existent. No blooms. Humidity helps so you don't have to water as often, but humidity does not create blooms. Your water and your light is what creates blooms, okay? If you're watering from the top, let me show you. Let me show you, friends, what you're doing to your plants. I know it's habit, and we've all seen, like our mothers and our grandmothers do it, but you also know a lot of them had more time on their hands than we do. So I'm going to take 2 Dixie cups here. Ooh, that's like way too much. And I'm going to put just some regular soil in there, okay? Here's my 2 Dixie cups. They both have holes, all right? I'm going to show you. I'm going to water 1 from the top. How many of you would do this? The minute water starts coming at the bottom, you stop. How many of you do that? Say me, we're not judging. I just want you to admit what you're doing. Okay? If water comes out the bottom, you stop watering. All right? There's a lot of you. Now let's look at this container a little closer. This is wet soil. This is dry soil. If there were roots there, they would not have gotten any water. What do they need? They need water. Okay? So what I recommend is taking your plant, placing it in water. That's what we call butt chugging. That's what my shirt is all about. Butt chugging, bottom watering. We're setting it in there. I'm only holding it so it don't tip over. Thank you, Silver Doll. How you doing, doll face? And you're gonna let it butt chug. All right? How do you know when it's done now? You're gonna touch the top of the soil. When the top of the soil is damp to the touch, which it's not yet, that's when you're going to take him out of his little spa day, his me time, his happy hour, whatever you want to call it, all right? That's when the butt chugging session ends. You can walk away, you can go brush your teeth, you can go make your bed, you can go to work and leave him in the water just like this. When you come home, either all the water will be gone. Do this for all plants? Absolutely. If you go to work and you come back and all the water is gone and the top is still dry, give it more water, give it more time. It sucked up too much. Or it didn't suck up enough because it ran out. So I'm touching the top here. I am not from Louisiana, but I have a deep love and affection for all things New Orleans. My husband and I were actually engaged in New Orleans, and we have actually just came back from New Orleans. We spent St. Patrick's Day there. Now look at a couple minutes of butt chugging. What do we have? Completely watered. There is no air pockets. Everything has gotten watered. That is what it means by saying 100% watered. This, not 100% watered. This is. All right? There you go. All right, my friends? She calls me Gigi. The answer to your question is, it is true, but I want you to emulate or copy what is actually in their native environment. Nobody's putting rice on top of the orchids in the Amazon rainforest or in the tropics, all right? They're not. So if you would just, don't make it more complicated for yourself, all right? That's my biggest thing. I want you to simplify being a plant parent, and I want to make it easy for you. Plants can do so much for you, and all you gotta do is a little tiny bit for them. All right? Bringing nature in can bring your blood pressure down, can help with anxiety and stress, can help with blood pressure, help with mental health things, all the things. What do I think about liquid orchid food? This is what I think. I don't use it. I have 700 plants here in my greenhouse. I don't use any fertilizer on any of my plants. Why? Because I'm using rainwater. All right? I use rainwater. Rainwater is what works for the Amazon rainforest, works for the jungles, works for all the things. Why would I need to do anything else? The only thing I add to my plants is Third Eye Organics living biochar. I use that because that naturally occurs in the forests, the jungles, the tropics anyway. So I will use that, and you can't overdo it. You can't, can you yes, ma'am, Stevie, look at this. There's only 2 in here, but I have 2 in here and they are butt chugging. There's water in there and they're just sitting there chilling, just swimming, keeping each other company. And when I touch the top, if it is damp to the touch, they come out. So yes, absolutely perfectly fine to do multiples at a time. If you live in a drought area or you get very little rain, then I'm gonna suggest you do distilled water, spring water, reverse osmosis water. If you have a friend that has a fish tank or you have a fish tank, use that fish-ish water. That will help tremendously. All those things are more natural than using tap water. All right, but if you have to use tap water, you either need to be boiling it and letting it cool for 3 to 4 hours, or, and I know it doesn't take that long, but it's a chemical reaction, all right, or using aquarium conditioner for your water, okay? All right, if you see humidity in your clear pot after watering, how long should it be there for? It's perfectly fine to stay. Perfectly fine to stay. Cooled, boiled tap water needs to sit on your counter and cool for 3 to 4 hours. And then you're going, it don't take that long. It don't take that long. It does, because there's still a chemical reaction going on and you want it to naturally cool. All right? You want it to naturally cool and for that condition to keep happening and removing as many chemicals and minerals and things from the water. All right? So if you have to cut the leaves on your orchid because you don't have enough roots to support it, just take your scissors and get down as close as you can, or sometimes you can just peel them off. They usually come off pretty easy. Start at the bottom, work your way up. All right? So this one here, not watered, okay, compared to the one we just did. Is it this one we just did? Sugar. This one. Yeah, compared to that. See how that looks green? See how this looks gray? Water this, leave this, keep it moving, okay? Easy peasy, my friends. Do not be intimidated by those orchids. Go get you one. I know a great place you can get them. It's called Flourish Plant Care. I ship and sell plants all over the United States and Puerto Rico. Get you one. Love on it. Come back to the greenhouse and learn more about it. But you already know enough right here to get started. I have a very large plant. It needs pruning. Can I send her pictures for knowledge? Everybody is allowed to ask one plant ID or one troubleshooting question with photos for a complimentary session with me by going up here, hitting it a second time, and then going to my messages and sending it there. It will take time for me to get to you. I get off of these things, I have 200 messages. Don't expect to answer right away. If you do, you're one of the lucky ones, okay? I do indoor house plants only. So if you're asking me about herbs or trees or tulips or hydrangeas, I'm out. I specialize on indoor houseplants only. And that lovely dog barking. There's two. Those are my babies. That's my two four-leggeds that I have. I have Jazz and Belle, chocolate and black labs, 3 and 2 years old. They're outside enjoying the wonderful weather we have here in the southeast corner of the United States. Hope everybody else is having sunshine now that those storms have moved through the Midwest. For my orchid that has no roots, I have to cut all the leaves off except one. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Start at the bottom, work your way up. The ones at the bottom are your oldest leaves. They're going to unalive themselves anyway. Just help them out. Let's see. Hi from Australia. Hi, friend. I will be in Australia in August. If you are in the Melbourne area, I will be there for sure. I haven't nailed down all my other locations yet, but I will for sure be in Melbourne for 1 week. I will be near the Royal Botanical Gardens. Yes, I keep them in nothing but orchid bark. That's it. That's it. Here from Illinois. How you doing in Illinois? All right. We got a lot of Floridians in the room. All right. What if an orchid lost all her leaves? Do you still have roots? If you still have roots, you'll be fine. They will grow more leaves. Perfectly normal and natural. They will also give you more flower spikes. That's why you get rid of them. Don't worry about it. If it's lost all its leaves, perfectly fine. As long as you have nice, thick roots or firm roots, not paper thin, you're absolutely fine. Okay? Give it a wide view of the sky. That will help him out. So, expensive orchid pots are unnecessary. Absolutely. Yes, I do. Abby, there were up over 400 a little while ago. Isn't that cool? Yes, 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 yes. So, yes. How often do you water? Whenever your roots look like this. That's how often you water. Your plant is telling you when to water it, when it's like this. Oh, yes, you're in Melbourne. Oh, perfect. Yell out if you need tips for crazy, beautiful. Oh, yes, friend. Send me everything you've got. I want to know everything in the Melbourne area that I can go enjoy leafy, planty things, peaceful places, beautiful scenery, whatever. Parks, whatever. I want it all. Send it to me in a message, friend. I want it all. I will be there for 2 whole weeks. I cannot wait. We just bought the tickets. Me and my best friend and her family are me, my husband, her husband, and her. We're all traveling together. We're so excited. Yes. All right. So excited. We cannot wait. We're not looking forward to the flight, but we're excited to get there. Yes. Mine will not grow a new flower spike. I think I got it from Aldi. It will. You just have to be watering it and giving it enough light. If you aren't doing those things, you're not going to get anything. Melbourne is wonderful. Best food. Ooh. I'm excited for food. I'm not excited for Vegemite. I've been there, done that. My husband is concerned about coffee. I don't know why, but I'm like, whatever, dude. It is going to wide view of the window and no to water. I've had it 2 years. All right. Check the roots. They need to be green. If it's been in orchid bark this whole time, change up the orchid bark. It compresses over time. It will crush your roots over time from watering. It compresses them. You want to get rid of that orchid bark. Give it fresh orchid bark. That's why you redo it every time you get a flower spike. And if you haven't had a flower spike in like 6 months, give it a fresh start. You will stir up the energy in it, so to speak. It gets things moving again. All right? Everybody got it? Well, Tamara, I'm glad you stumbled upon me. I hope you give me a follow and grab that daily heart me at the top so you can always come back. For those of you who have never been here before, let me introduce myself. I'm sorry I've been rude and have not done that. My name is Sarah Lynn. I own Flourish Plant Care. This is my greenhouse of over 700 plants. I come on here Sunday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern till 10 a.m. Eastern. Most of the time we end at 10-ish.
And I'm here giving you all the tips and tricks on all kinds of house plants, indoor house plants. There are plenty of plants that you can have indoor and move outside for the summer so they get a little more care from Mother Nature. But if it stays strictly outside, like your hydrangeas and your rose bushes and your what am I thinking of? Your crepe myrtle trees, your maple trees, Japanese maples, I ain't your girl for that. I'm also not your girl for basil and garlic and potatoes and all stuff like that. But I can tell you a lot about the indoor stuff. All of these plants are over at Flourish Plant Care, and you can get them shipped straight to you. You Saved My Orchid leaves were purple and her roots were gray. Bottom watered and she bloomed. Look at that. Love it when you guys give me testimonies like that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If I just sent you an invitation, I'm sorry, just cancel it. Nice to meet you. I will follow from now on. Awesome. And check out my content. There's a ton over there. All right. If you are like, wait, I need to be able to read it and understand it, I do have a 70-page digital download over at Flourish Plant Care too that you can get, and you can check it out and read at your leisure. Some of you learn better from reading than from hearing, or you need both. There's your place to do it. I used to live in Florida and they always bloom, not in Florida or not in California, and I always thought humidity. Nope, it has to do with your lighting and your whatever you've got them living in and your watering. All right, there you go. Can you repeat what you do? What you do with roots after they get a new flower? You're going to check them over. You want to make sure they stay firm, not mushy, gushy, paper thin, or black. If there are any of those things, get rid of them. All right? Knock them off. Only trim them if they are mushy, gushy, black, paper thin. That's it. Otherwise, leave them. They're healthy, healthy roots. All right, so now we're going to water this guy. So all these roots definitely need water, right? So we're going to put them right in the water. We're going to let them soak. Just let them sit there and chill. And I'm going to show you in less than a minute how much this changes. I'm just waiting for all the little air bubbles to come out, and then I'll show you guys. He's just sitting in water. That's it. Look. Look how fast they change. They're like, oh, thank you for the water. Ooh. I repotted mine in a clay pot with holes on the side. It has a flower spike. Should I have left it? Clay pots will wick away water. So that's the only caution you want to be. And I always recommend putting your orchids in a clear pot. Clear pot. So look at the difference. Watered, not watered. Watered, not watered. This is what you want them to look like. If majority of them are this color, leave them. They're not ready to be watered. If majority of them are this color, it's time to water. I prefer rainwater. All right? This is a hydrated root. This is a happy root. If it looks like this, it's not watered. It needs hydration. Okay? Give your plant water. No ice cubes. Never, 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 never an ice cube. Because where in the tropics do they have frigid water that falls from the sky? I know of no place tropical. And if there is one, feel free to correct me, but I know of none of tropical places that have rain that has ice cubes. Yes, there is a sticker for that, my friend. Yes, and we're rocking them down there. Thank you, friends. So is everybody good and clear? Yes, the chat is popping today. Thank you for all the follows, my friends. I appreciate you all. Now, if you have mastered the orchid, gotten several blooms, and they are living in orchid bark, I prefer to grow them that way. They're just, I don't know, to me, they're just easier. But many of you have gotten on this kick here lately, and I think it's more of a trend or a fad, that people want to grow them in water. Here's my vase. See how much water's in there? That's all the water it gets. And all I'm going to do is try and tuck as many of these roots into here as possible. I'm going to slowly work her down because the vase, you know, caves in a little bit. It's going to take a little bit of pressure to push her in there. I'm going to try and get as many roots as I can in there. If they don't all fit, no big deal. All right? Now look, the water and the roots do not meet. They're not to meet. This is to create humidity for here. They will get their water from here. Put them in a wide view of the sky. That will create the humidity effect. That's all you need to do. And add fresh water weekly. Fresh water weekly. Is it okay to push all the roots down and not leave them spindly? Oh, to like tuck all these in? Yeah, I mean, if you got room, tuck them in if you want to. But honestly, they're gonna do whatever they want anyway. They're like, you know, they're like your hair. Your hair does whatever it wants, especially when there's humidity involved, right? All right. $300 minutes, Teresa. Tell me what you've learned, friend. What have you learned in here in 300 minutes? All right. I know I've answered a lot of your questions. I learned you need 3 roots for every 1 leaf. There you go. Love it. All right. If you have a stem and it is brown, you need to clip it off. It is not going to rebloom. It has unalived itself. There is no resurrecting that. All right, clip it off. Your plant will give you a new spike. That new spike will either give you more blooms than the last time or bigger blooms than the last time. All right, every time it will do one and or the other, or it'll branch off and give you 2. All right, you guys are asking questions down in the chat. I know I've answered a whole lot of your questions that did not have a daily heart me next to it. Woo, thank you, April. Wicka, wicka, woo, woo. Thank you, friend, for my DJ cat. Yes, thank you, friend. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for all of that. Experimenting with a pinch of black gold in my orchid water. We'll post. I have done that already, my friend. I saw a slight difference. Not enough to like send up fireworks or anything. A slight difference. But I think I would recommend using the Bloom and Flower Tea. That's by Third Eye Organics. Look who I'm talking to. For when they sit down there. For when it sits down there. I don't know. I saw better results than just the biochar by itself. All right. All right, my friend. Do you personally start any of your houseplants from tissue cultures? No, I do not. Tissue culture is way too much work. Not interested. I like to keep things simple, easy, and on the cheap, my friends. No roots, only keep 1 leaf. Should I put it in bark or water? Bark. It'll help keep that guy not from working so hard. Okay. All right. If you should have a spike like this and it has another little orchid growing on the side of it, number 1, you're a very lucky person. That is called a, sorry, J-Late for what I'm about to say, a kiki. And that is a separate orchid all by itself. You can leave it attached or you can carefully remove it once those roots are 2 to 3 inches long. All right. All right. Ooh, we got jets flying in. Thank you, friend. Those are beautiful. Thank you. What flowers can you grow your cat like to eat on purpose? Or just so that if they eat it, it's not a big deal? Orchids, Phalaenopsis orchids are plant friendly or pet friendly, or gone over to Flourish Plant Care. I have a whole section of nothing but pet friendly plants. You don't have to like wander through the whole site wondering. I put them all together because I am a plant parent and pet parent too. There's too many P's there for my brain. Is it okay to transfer my orchids to a vase like that as long as it's not during the bloom? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I would suggest if you have not mastered orchid bark, start there. If your flower spike has ended and it is starting to turn yellow, you need to get rid of it. And then you need to check your roots and give it a repot. If your leaves are turning yellow, there's a problem with the roots. Take a look at them. She loves her flowers. She'll just sit and look at them. Aw, that's so cute. That's such a cute little image in my head. Yay. Are all orchid barks created equal? Yeah, yes and no. I like the chunky mix. There is some stuff that's very shredded, but if you get the chunky stuff, especially like the stuff that I use, you'll see chunks like this of perlite. You want big pieces of things, all right? And they even have big chunks of charcoal. Look at the outside of the package. If it shows what's inside, you want the chunkiest stuff you can. The stuff I get comes in a pink bag. That should help narrow it down when you're looking. A pink bag, all right? And it's special orchid potting mix, and it's perfect for all orchids. Phalaenopsis, which is what we have here, Cataleas, Dendrobooms, all of them, all the epiphytic plants that there are. Okay, everybody got it? We good? Thank you for the follows. Appreciate you. Come in, make sure you say hi to everybody. We've had 211 brand new plant besties today. That's amazing. I have my first orchid. Is it okay to transfer my orchid to a vase as long as... Yes, Tony, absolutely. You can transfer it as long as it's not in the bloom cycle. But if you haven't gotten it to bloom while in orchid bark, I would start there. Coco, thank you for the hand hearts. Thank you, Fran, for lighting up my gift gallery. I have my first orchid and need to learn about them. Well, friend, if you've been here for more than 10 minutes, you have probably learned about them a lot. Phalaenopsis orchids are the ones you guys get in the grocery store. They're epiphytic. That means they do not need to live in anything. But I prefer that if you've never done it before, to start with orchid bark. 9 times out of 10, most people fall in love with them in the orchid bark, which is what we have here. And they can handle this so much easier. You get a clear pot in orchid bark. Now look, you can see the chunks of perlite. You can see the chunks of charcoal. You want those. There's a root. It's green. It doesn't need water. You get little peeks into their world. Their roots do tell the story. All right? If they are gray or silver, like here, that means it needs water. But if you have some that are green yet, you want to wait. All right? The green means it's hydrated. The gray means it is not. All right? All right, if you guys have pictures of your plants or want an idea of a plant or just want some troubleshooting help, maybe you have pests, everybody is entitled to one complimentary session. If you want more than that, there are 2 ways you can go about it. You can go up here and become a super fan, or you can go over to Flourish Plant Care and sign up for a private one-on-one plant consultation. You can pick the time, you can do all the things, all right? And it walks you all through it right there at Flourish Plant Care underneath plant consultations. You are going to water when they are gray. That's how often you water. It might be once every 3 days. It might be once a week. It might be once a month when the roots are gray. You're not watering on a schedule. No schedules here. You might check them on a schedule, but Only water on a schedule, or water them when they say. All right. So we're focused on the orchids. Trim the roots only if they are black, thin, mushy, gushy, or not firm. All right. How often do you water a stag corn? I tend to water mine like once every other week, but depends on if you have it mounted or what you have going on. And I have an itch. You're welcome. How much light do orchids need? Indirect view of the sky if it is a south, an east, or a west facing window. If it is a north window, it is a wide view of the sky. All right. Your staghorns that are mounted should be damp to the touch. Can orchids be left in water instead of soil? Only like this. If you notice, the roots are not touching the water. They're not supposed to. You're creating a humid environment so that they turn green. They're not going to turn super bright green, but they can. You can always pull them out too, dip them in water, let them turn green, and then put them back in here. They will trap in the humidity. All right. How much light do orchids need? Indirect views of the sky. In the south, east, or west window, north facing needs a wide view. Plug my phone in. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Hold up. All right, if you are just coming into the room, and you guys are probably, some of you are probably just coming in, we've answered a lot of these questions already, so just be patient, all right? Hi, Belle. What you doing, silly girl? You better not have gotten in any trouble out there. I haven't checked on you. Belle has entered her definite terrible twos. She is my 2-year-old black lab mix, and she is tearing everything up. Tearing everything up. I'm on the FYP. Yay, me! All right, so Phalaenopsis orchids is what we've been talking about. If you have them, I'm going to take this live and I'm going to create some content for you guys, because you guys are kind of asking the same questions that we've already answered like 4, 5, 6, 7, 12 million times. And it's not that I don't want to continue to keep asking them. If I do keep answering them, you all are just going to keep asking them. All right. Make sure you have your daily heart me's up there. That will put the word root next to your name in orange box. That's a TikTok thing that will put it there for you. And I will get to your questions. All right. We're focused on orchids today because it is National Orchid Day. All right. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for your heart me, Sammy. Ooh, look at the confetti. Who's going to clean that mess up now? If it has a flower spike and it is all done, you are going to cut it off. The reason we cut it off is we don't want that energy going up the spike anymore. It's unalived. We're going to cut it off as low as we can. Okay? Cut it off as low as we can, and then we're going to do a full repot. Give it all new fresh stuff. And then start over. Watching your roots. If they're gray, you're going to water them. If they're green, you're going to let it be. All right? And we're watering by butt chugging them. Butt chugging them. Setting them in water and letting them turn green on their own. Okay? If you have one root, or if you have 3 roots, you can have 1 leaf. For every 3 roots, you can have 1 leaf. If that ratio is off, you're not going to get blooms, and you're going to be fighting an uphill battle. Set yourself up for success, and make sure you have enough roots for every leaf. If you don't, start removing leaves from the bottom up. If you have no roots, 1 leaf is all you can do. It allows it all to work together. All right. Again, if your roots look this green, they are watered. If they look this gray, they are not. All right? What happens if you don't cut the spike low enough? It'll continue, Neo, to send energy up there, and that will slow the process of either getting another flower spike or not getting enough leaves or losing roots. So you want to keep the balanced energy balanced. Yes, Alana. Yes, 3 roots, 1 leaf for every 3. So if you have to remove a bunch of roots because of root rot, paper thin, mushy, gushy, not firm, you're going to have to do a leaf check then. You learned so much today. We'll be back to sport. That's fabulous. Are they okay to stay in water? You never want them to live in the water completely submerged. They will get root rot very quickly, and they like arid environments. They like air to be moving around them. All right. This is probably a little too tight almost, and that's why I'm not shoving these in. I want to leave some room for air to get in there. Okay. 1 to 2 inches of water in a vase, wide view of the sky if water cultured. Thank you for the DJ cactus, my friend. Thank you. Is that just orchids or that the same across plants? Remind me again, Neo. The three roots to 1 leaf, that's orchids only. Now I have to go cut bottom leaves. I'm sorry, friend. It is the flower spike. I usually remove flower spikes unless it's like a plumeria. I remove flowers all the time because they just are energy vampires to your plants. And I want the leaves, I want the big beautiful roots. Every now and then I'll let a bloom cycle go all the way through. Yes. All right. Hopefully that helps you out there, Neo, my friend. How tall do you allow the stems to grow? The stems to grow? The flower spike? I let them grow until they stop. Usually that's when you get blooms. Like this guy. He didn't grow very far, but I got a bloom on the end, so I'm going to leave him. When that bloom happens, falls off, this whole spike will come off all the way back to here. I will cut all that off, and then I will give him a fresh repot. He will not get a repot until this spike gives off its bloom. Otherwise, you can what's called a bloom bomb on your plant, and it won't bloom. It'll do this and stop. It won't open. All right. I'm new here. I have a lot of air roots. Is there a thing as too many? They're not air roots. They're regular roots. All right. I'm guessing it's not ideal to have the roots too loose in a vase. They like to be, no, they want the air. They want the air around it. So loose is fine. This is the best vase I could grab. Ooh. Give me 1 second. You're repotting your orchids after every bloom cycle. Do the roots have to touch the water? You do not want them to touch the water if they're living in water culture. I've asked before, but you didn't answer. Should I change the water on my orchid if it comes green? If you have a plant, or if you have your orchid living like this is called water culturing. They should not be touching the roots. 1 to 2 inches of water. My roots are way up here. I do have one that's dipped down, but it's still not touching. 1 to 2 inches of water. Everything else stops above it. Okay? Everything else stops above it. Because you're just doing the humidity thing. All right, Sammy? Does that make sense? Clear as water now? Let me know, friend. You're welcome, emoji face. I don't even know if you have a name, but thank you. Excellent. Yes. Yeah, Alina, when those roots can have some breathing space, that's how they photosynthesize. That's how they do, the collection of humidity, all the things. Helps a lot. Sorry if the question has been answered. What are we pounding with? Orchid bark. Chunky orchid bark. Not shredded orchid bark. I want you guys to be looking for orchid bark that has these 3 components. I'm trying to grab it here. All right? Chunky orchid bark like this. Charcoal like this. And perlite. Chunky, chunky, chunky. All right? You can use it for other things, not just orchids, but that is the best medium to use for your orchid bark, okay? For your orchids. Phalaenopsis orchids. Phalaenopsis orchids are the ones that you get at the grocery store. Why are my flower spikes giving me so many new babies? Because you're lucky if they're doing that. Those are called kikis. Alley plants are super growing currently. It is my care for the spring season. I don't know what you're talking about, friend. Boomer, I'm gonna have to have you reword that. I'm alley plants. I don't know what alley plants are. Thank you, moderators, for keeping the chat in line and putting the right ones up on the pin. Should I trim brown, dry leaf edges? For what kind of plant? If you're talking an orchid, if 70% of the leaf is damaged, remove the leaf. If it's just a little piece and you don't like it, you can cut it, but you don't want to get rid of the whole leaf unless it is 70%. And if you have dry edges, check your roots. That's usually an indication of something's going on with your roots. All right, so check your roots. All of my plants, oh Lord, all of my plants. Well, that's good. That's the spring season, and that means you did things right during their winter dormancy or their non-growing period. That's a good problem to have, Barb. A very good problem to have. Just the edges, I would leave them. It's not hurting the plant. Just leave it. Hi, Muffin. Farmer's Wife, thank you for the repost. I appreciate all the love down here. We've had 102 shares today. Thank you, friends. We almost have the same amount in taps. That would be awesome if we get 112,000. Or we got 102, I'm sorry. We need this to go to match that. We need to keep them in sync with each other. That would be awesome. Black spots on leaves. That usually indication of either leaf burn or a fungus. Can't tell you which is which without seeing it. Okay? As long as you are taking care of your orchid, and every time those roots turn gray or silver that are down in the medium, you are giving it water and you are giving it the right amount of light, which is an indirect view of the sky if it is facing a southeast or a west window. If it's north facing window, it needs a wide view of the sky. As long as you are doing those things and refreshing this after every bloom cycle, or if it has been more than 6 months since a bloom cycle and you don't have another flower spike, refresh this. Refresh your orchid bark. Make sure it is not constricting or all the things. When do you use orchid fertilizer? I don't use it at all. I use rainwater. Rainwater has everything your plant needs. Will you be getting more paw print trellises? I can look into it. I haven't had anyone ask for it, so I can look into it if you're interested. No problem. Can I split my orchid into 2 plants? If it's giving you a kiki, then yes. If it hasn't, then no. You can put more than 1 orchid in a pot too, to save on space. because they have the same lighting and water requirements. So you can put multiple orchids in one pot. Like if you want a really big pot with nothing but orchids in it, you can do that. That's going to be a lot of orchid bark. And it's really hard to find clear containers. If you're looking for a clear container and it's outgrown everything you can find, like over on the Zon, look in the home decor section. That's not the department I want you in. The department that has the trash cans. Look for a clear trash can and put holes in the bottom. All right, easy peasy. Yep. Yep. All right, let me check these guys over here that have been butt chugging while we've been talking. Let me pull them out. They are wet to the touch. You done dripping? Stop dripping on me. Put you guys here for a little bit. Then I'll put you where you belong. Definitely need to get clear pots from here on. Yes, absolutely. Good morning. I have an orchid with a lot of gray roots wrapped round and round. Should I cut them back? So you're saying you have a plant, an orchid like this with these color roots. Leave them. They are roots. They are taking in humidity. They are taking in air. They are taking in all the things for that plant. It's perfectly fine. Or get yourself a bigger pot and put them in orchid bark and let them live under the orchid bark. Look, I got a new leaf coming. I'm telling you, this stuff works. It works. If you have an orchid and it is living in water, the water cannot touch the roots. You are going to create root rot. 1 to 2 inches of water is all you need. These roots are way up here. They're not touching the water. 1 to 2 inches. You're just creating a humid environment. That's it. Check your roots over. Make sure you have nothing black, smushy, gushy, paper thin. Get rid of all of that. 3 roots, 1 leaf. That's how much you need. I don't know if you follow this woman, but she is very knowledgeable about orchids and other plants. Thank you, Stella. All right. Hey, Elegant V. Welcome in, my beautiful friend. Thank you for the info. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to give you a simplistic information. If you think I am confusing, then you came in the middle. Sit back, watch a little bit. 9 times out of 10, the question you have ready to fly out your fingertips, I'm going to answer. And you might miss it because you're too busy typing. If you want your fingers to be busy, tap that screen and send some love up to the box up here. That would be awesome. Whoop, whoop, that's awesome. Yes, Fran, yes. Side note, I noticed the spider started 3 new leaves. Woo! Yay, my friend. That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you all for coming in and loving up on me today. I hope I answered all of your questions about the orchid, the Phalaenopsis orchid. If you missed any of it, I'm going to try and turn as much of this into some content for you guys. Make sure you go over to my BIO over here and ring the bell. The bell is going to be in the right hand corner when you're actually on my page. All right, ring that. What is orchid bark? Orchid bark is this. Simply chunks of bark with perlite mixed in and charcoal. That's the type you want, chunky. If it is thin or shredded, you don't want that. Yes, I will answer questions about plumerias, but today we're just really focused on the orchid since it is National Orchid Day. My next 2 from you are an orchid and a Mickey Mouse. Ooh, I got a Mickey Mouse right here. See if I can get her out. She probably needs some water. Beautiful, beautiful Mickey Mouse. Yeah, orchids are something that often intimidate a lot of people. And
they shouldn't be intimidating. I think they're fairly easy once you understand. Once you understand, you're good to go. Don't tempt me. You know I do impulse buys. Hey, friend, I am definitely a enabler. I am definitely a plant enabler. I'm sorry. Who wasn't going to enable you, you shouldn't be talking to someone who's got 700 plants. I'm just saying. I'm glad you stumbled upon me too, Pam. I hope that you do all the things so that you can stumble back in here and tell us all about your beautiful orchid. All right? Yes, it is today. How do I get rid of thrips? Grab the digital download over at Flourish Plant Care. It's a 70-page book. It will tell you how to get rid of all pests and also tell you how to identify them, because most people identify them incorrectly, and how to take care of them. Oh, I have that plant Mickey Mouse. Yes, I thought it was a butterfly. Nope, it's a Mickey Mouse. Yep, Mickey Mouse, alocasia. I'm going to check him to see if she needs some water. So I got my wife an orchid I should take out of the media immediately and put it in bark, only if the blooms are gone. If the blooms are there, leave it. When the blooms unalive themselves, then yes. No doubt you'll miss your babies when you travel. I most definitely will. But they're all going to be living outside then, because their caregiver can handle that better than trying to find everybody in here. So yes. And then with any luck, you all will purchase a bunch of them, and they will be in your home having happy lives and not be here stressed by whoever watches them while I'm gone. Yes. All right, so this is an alocasia Mickey Mouse. We're going to go 25% down. Push it into your fingers, touch the soil, pull it out. Ooh, he's got moisture down in there. Look at that. So he does not need water. I thought he did. Looking at that top would be very, very deceiving. But he is moisture down in there, so we're just going to leave him be. Yep, that is a Mickey Mouse alocasia. You see the resemblance? Now, I am not a Disney person, but I absolutely love this plant. Absolutely love this plant. Absolutely, absolutely. Love the variegation on them, all the things. So yes, the only thing I do want to give this plant is I think he's going to need a touch of biochar and some bugnetics for sure, just to make sure he's on the right path for success. All right, my friends, we have like 13 more minutes together. Get your last minute questions in. If it's about orchids, fine. If it's about something else, cool. If I have it handy, I'll grab it. If I don't, we'll just talk it through. Okay? Thank you to my mods for rocking the chat today and keeping everybody sane and in line. I appreciate that so much. Give some love to our moderators. If you are within a day's drive of Charleston, South Carolina, I encourage you to come on out and see not only myself, but Third Eye Organics and the Gilded Banshee, along with all things Brandy, I think is going to be there. The Paralyzed Grower is going to be there. A lot of the planty people you have come to know and love off of all the different social media platforms. We are going to be at the Big Plant Expo on April 24th. And 26th. I will be there only on the 25th. So come say hi. If you see me just wandering around, I'm not at Third Eye Organics booth. Come tap me on the shoulder, say hello, and let me know who you are. I have something for you if you find me. All right? Do they ever have plant expos or conventions in DC? They had one in Chantilly at the very beginning of the year and canceled it like a week before it was to happen. Not sure what happened. If you are looking for where some plant and expo shows are, it's your birthday today? What? I need a new plant. AJ, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Have a great day, my friend. If you are looking for information about where some plant shows are. These are the ones that I have compiled. And they're not all of them, but it's just the ones that I know about. Go over to my page, go all the way down till you see April plant shows. I do one for every single month, and it's tagged there for you. See how it's purple and yellow writing on it? I do it just like that every month with the month on it, and you can see where shows are at. Might be one near you didn't know about, but if it has the little emoji of a plant next to it, that is the ones that I will be at. All right. So this month I'm going to Charleston, South Carolina. June I will be in Lawrenceville, Georgia. November I'm in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Those are just ones off the top of my head that I can remember. All right. Oh, Abby, you're pushing your luck. How do you get rid of the little tiny bugs in my plants? You have fungus gnats. Do you come close to Ohio? Not this year, but I definitely can in the future. And if you guys know of plant shows, there is a show in Virginia Beach. Yes, there is. Do you do lives about African violets? I do. It just kind of happened to be today was National Orchid Day, so we just stuck with orchids the whole day. If you love my shirt, you can get one for yourself. They are over at Flourish Plant Care. They are made to order for you. They come in a variety of different colors. You don't have to get just the kiwi or the celery color. Your NVA, that's awesome, Katie. Let's see. Flourish Plant Care, you can get shirts. There's lots of different clothes over there, and there's clothes over there for your four-legged friends as well. That is planty inspired. Lots over there. 1,600 plants over there. Get yourself one. Flourish Plant Care. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that, Coco. Lots of different colors, lots of different designs. I even have tote bags over there. They are great canvas tote bags. They're so great for the farmers markets, or put your yarn in, or whatever, whenever you need to have that extra little tote. Maybe for your trip to Aldi or to Lidl and you don't want to pay for bags, use one of those instead. A Thai constellation. I love them, but haven't gotten one yet. Ooh, they're so pretty. I need to bring the ones that are in the house out. So they need to go into pots. Maybe that will be, maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will be the day for them. We shall see. Whoop, Bella's on the run. Must be someone walking down the street. You're going to hear her bark here in a minute. She's my big mouth. Yep, told you. Bark, bark. Oh, the trash truck went by. Their absolute arch nemesis is the trash truck. We have 8 more minutes left together, my friends. Get those questions in. Yes, have plant jewelry as well, and that is made exclusively for Flourish Plant Care. You won't find that stuff anywhere else in that style. So you will find that over there too. So feel free to go over there. Don't forget we get digital downloads. There's some complimentary ones over there. If you're a super fan, make sure you grab those codes in the super fan chat and use them. Now remember, if you are doing over $50, you're automatically getting free shipping. When are you adding new plants to your site? I add new plants every single day. They usually sell out though very, very quickly. I add 5 items a day. It may not always be plants. Might be plant jewelry, might be other things. But yes, I'm always adding something new to the site. 5 items every day. And that's for the foreseeable future. And then I'm hoping we can start adding like 30 to 50 a day. I do not ship to Canada. I wish I did, but currently we don't. Did you do already today? I have not done today's. Just realized what I thought was the root coming out between all the leaves. So they're a flower spike. Yay! You're gonna be a mommy! I tend to do the new product stuff after the live. I'm usually not awake enough in the morning to do them, but every now and then I'm up early. I've been up since 3, but I didn't do it today. I'm patiently waiting for my Swiss cheese to open a new leaf. Ooh, exciting, Renee, exciting. Who going to go get a resurrection fern and be one of your twins? I don't know. I thought them bad boys would be out of here, but they are still here.
I do know someone that picked one up, and hers will be shipping out on Monday with her whale fin. Yes, indeedy. So if you're wondering what a whale fin is, let me show you one. These are whale fins. These are just like a snake plant, only they are wide instead of skinny. Hey Sabs, how you doing, friend? Thank you for the orchid information. I love them and didn't know how to care for them. There you go. Now you have every reason to go get you one. I have the hiccups. Hold on. So yep, whale fins are being shipped out Monday, and they are going to be bare root. So you're not going to have a pot or anything. They're just going to be bare roots. I'm going to follow just to be jealous. Just to be jealous. Why are you jealous, friend? No need to be jealous. I'm here to teach you how to take care of them. Sabs, thank you for the DJ Cactus. Thank you, friend. Nana Bear, welcome in. Thank you for the heart me. If you have not grabbed your heart me yet, please do so before we end today. Grab all of your points up there as well. We have about 5 minutes left. We have lots of room in the gift gallery. It is open for the taking. And the live room goal right here, we could definitely have some more loving over there for that. I do not do tissue culture plants, so I would not be able to give you that information. Do you coconut bark for potting? Coconut bark, are you talking, you're talking cocoa coir, not cocoa bark. There's orchid bark, and then there's cocoa coir. Coconut bark is usually the hair, and that works fine. Maria, you have a great day too, friend. Kitty Softpaws, thank you for the popular. Cocoa coir is stringy, and you can mix that in with your like soil, but I wouldn't use it by itself. It can't really hold any nutrients. It just provides aeration and holds moisture. All right. Have you ever heard of an Imperium alphalum? Yes. And I can't pronounce it, so don't ask me, plant guys. I've heard of it. I can't pronounce it. I don't have it. There, I think I answered all of your questions. Dad and I grabbing some wind therapy this morning. Ooh, so jealous. Mr. Flourish will get wind therapy on Sunday without me. Green loves to me and the Flourish fam. Root you later. Absolutely. You love her? That's awesome, Plant Goddess. I'm going to need to get me one. I'm just going to have to get me one. I mean, what's one more after 700? I mean, what's one more plant? Look at that cute little corgi trotting on through here. Thank you, friend. Thank you, April. Wind therapy is so awesome. So awesome. Everybody have a great day. Thank you for stopping in and seeing us on this National Orchid Day. Hope you guys got all of the orchid info you could ever want to know, and then some. Hopefully, even if you've heard the orchid talk before, you found something new today, or maybe you helped somebody else find a new love because you were in the chat helping out with that, since I can't get to everything by myself. All right, everybody have a great, wonderful, leafy day. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys grab those engagement points up there. We got 2 minutes left, so I'm going to get these guys put away. Clear off my bench. Got 2 more minutes, so get your last minute questions in. Ooh, I got a new leaf coming. Yay! New leaf alert. Show you
guys this guy real quick. This is a jungle boogie. It is a philodendron. Goodness, what have we got going on over here? So I put him in a teapot. Turn the teapot into a planter. These two leaves have just been hanging out forever and ever. And now I just looked at it and I have, look, I got a new leaf coming right here, but I got another one that has tucked himself down up into the pot. So we're gonna free willy here and let this guy hang out. So yes. Do you have videos on orchid care? I will. Give me a day or two. So make sure you ring my bell and follow me, and I will get them up there. I'm gonna use today's live to create some videos for you guys. All right. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Get those teapots that maybe family member left you and you don't want to part with it, but you don't know what to do with it. Turn it into a planter. Put a hole in it. Put a plant in it. It will love you. Lots of plants love being in here. Yes. I'm going to check him too while I've got him in my hot little hands. He needs some water. So all I do is I water him from the top just because he's got no real hold to suck it up from the bottom. But yep. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, my friends. Ooh, there's a whole nother leaf coming too. Ooh, baby, this guy's gonna get big fast. That's awesome. My rescued one finally has a new leaf. Yay, dude! All right, my friends, everybody have a great, wonderful day. Stay safe, be kind to each other, stay cool or warm depending on where you are. Stay healthy, my friends, and when all else fails, just keep flourishing. Till tomorrow, have a great day. Bye-bye. Grab those points. Grab them real quick, Stacy. Don't leave them behind. Have a great day. Love you too, LBD. Evelyn, she loves that.